Hello YouTube and welcome back to my Apothecary Diaries reaction series. Back here again today for episodes 13 and 14 into a new core. We're going to see what happens from here. Lots of plot threads still left to be uncovered in the Rear Palace, because I imagine we're returning here today. No messing about today. I'm a man on a mission, and it's the YouTube comment time right there with Molly. Just the one here today, so we should be able to jump into those episodes quick smart, but I think there's some decent jumping off points for discussion. Starting here, I think you were just taking locked in his room more broadly than was intended. He just meant he had gone back to his chambers after the hunt rather than join the after party with everybody. So again, instead of it being a more general thing about the Emperor's brother being stuck in his room overall, which has kind of been the vibe, it was more specific to that time and place, which I guess makes that scene and that dialogue flow a little bit better for me personally. Again, I had a lot of broad questions about who knows what, and am I supposed to know who knows what? Am I supposed to even know what it is that we know? Question mark. And yeah, and again, I feel like I came out on the other side of that session a little bit stronger on that stuff, I guess. A little bit more certain, which was good. Again, Jinchi's got a lot on his plate. Wants to tell Mao Mao about it from probably two perspectives. One, yeah, she's, an asset, should be good in a pinch. She's pretty switched on and smart. And the other one being that I care for her and I would genuinely like her to know what's going on in my life and integrate her more fully. And again, the success there and the success of the episode, in my opinion, was neither here nor there in the very end. We're still delaying the stuff. And again, the show knows that we're doing that too. There's not a mistake there. It's just occurring slowly. Now, I really loved the second point. The mossy Yonic moor in the ground connected to a moist tunnel with rushing water is crazy. Really matches up well with my analysis of Mao Mao's dehumanization of herself, not being able to feel or value her own emotions in the moment. So I didn't know what Yonic meant, and it sent me down a little bit of a rabbit hole. What's the best way to frame Wikipedia? Is it here? Probably not. You can even see my OBS there. Probably there, maybe. Also, go away. Nobody cares. Cool. I'm imagining it's in kind of tying with yoni as the kind of base word there with yonic. Yoni and linga are the two counterparts there, with linga being the masculine, this one's the feminine. As we can see here, symbol, you would say it looks kind of like a womb, or again, any number of other female reproductive organs. And yeah, very much outside of my wheelhouse, but I get what the gist is here, right? If we go back to the comment proper, so we have again, it's like that opening in the roof where the sun's coming through, right? It kind of has that symbol, for sure. Then, again, connected to a moist tunnel with rushing water. Again, I don't need to spell it out for you, do I? I feel like that's an interesting kind of space for that to happen, where Mao Mao learns more concretely about Jinchi's feelings, specifically the whole penis angle to it as well. And yeah, I agree with myself from last week. It is very interesting that Mao Mao has grown up in a place where somebody's kind of femininity, for lack of a better term, has kind of been commodified to the point where she can't even embrace her own and what it means to even love somebody, right? And again, in the same way that, again, the people around her were selling their bodies, she feels like everything's transactional. There needs to be something on the other end. There's nothing unconditional in it all, right? And again, that's the dehumanization angle. That's where she's like, okay, all that I am is my value to others. All that this society does is value people on what they can bring to the table. It's all very cynical. And again, this location for that discovery, this location for this little bit of self-reflection from Mao Mao that I hope continues in this episode is, yeah, that's a lens I didn't see it through for sure. That's, yeah, I like that quite a bit. Either way, we'll dump the YouTube comments there today. And yeah, Patreon. Let's shout out Patreon. If you wanted the next week's episodes 1 week early, Patreon is linked in the description below. It's $6 a month. So again, peruse at your leisure. Many people have perused, such as Mickey Babbers, Banana Ramahama Damasama, Capella, Chobo Ribby, Copley, Dapper Dwarf, Ed, Fancy Question Mark, Fleur Nightingale, Fruit, Fusel, Gloriana Tenebrae, Glyke, Greybeard, Guanal, Gus N, Hans Peter, I'm Mildly Anxious, Ika, Iwayuru, Yanko Yavanen, Jacob R, Chummy Boo, Joran, Kasogtha, Kelvin, Clem, Nosta, Cot Vegemot, Lick H, Lou, Marco-san, Mistake L Chen, Molly Weinberger, Mr. Maniacs, Aussie, Parnick, Pencil Sharp 333, Ron Lad B&K, Saint Lily, Sal, Sam1373, Skeleton, Tentacult Member, Waifu Overdose, Without a Net, Yuki Ali, Zach, Akomancer, Binshi, Voodoo Chili, and Aidan O'Brien. Thank you to everybody for giving me money. I enjoy the money. And yeah, Apothecary Diaries is about to happen. Stuff will occur. We're going to the baths. It's in the wake of what we learned previous. Again, Mao Mao is now cognizant of Jinshi's penis, as well as what that means, which is, again, his role. Even if she doesn't want to reflect on that and think about that in any greater level of detail, she now knows. And again, your secret's safe with me was kind of the lasting impression there. I would imagine we go back to the Rear Palace, the Shisui thing's cooking, the twins are cooking, lots of cooking. I'd imagine we revisit the Archie stuff at some point as well. Lao Lan, Gyokyo, abortions, poisonings. It's Apothecary Diaries. I don't know what to expect. Either way, seems like I've yapped just about long enough for the episode to download, so let's jump in with some Apothecary Diaries. Episode 13 coming right up. Hello, I am White, and yeah, the episode's up ready to go. Episode 13. I've been reminded, now looking at this, that we probably have a new opening, considering it's a new core, so that'll be another thing to look at, another thing to gawk, along with probably a new ending song, new ending sequence as well. Looking forward to it. Either way, again, I'm using the Crunchyroll version. Should be very similar to what's on official kind of avenues. I know this thing's on Netflix too, so it's not that one. It's the Crunchyroll one. And picture in pitch in the description below. So let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio, 3, 2, 1. Go. Okay. Indeed. Now, I know that this was Miss Green Apple, right? Okay, mask is interesting. Who the fuck are you? Lao Lan Shisho? Yeah, this mask is everywhere. Mao Mao, the cat. Interesting. We already saw that. We already saw that. Yeah, what's this about? Butterflies? The mask is very, it's like non-diegetic. It's like not in the scene almost, you know? Another really interestingly structured opening. Fucking Lacan spotted. What the fuck is that, ice cream? What the hell? Oh! Ne'er-do-well spotted. I spotted an evil person? Did I not? Who's this beautiful young man? Interesting. I wonder what the context of that is. Indeed. Lolan. Laulan. Is that like the first line of dialogue they've ever had, or pretty close? Shalan? I'm recording? Oh, fucking you're telling me. Where do you find a good job? Well, kinda. I feel like I'm recording this wrong. I don't know how, but I do. I know she's been studying. Yeah, no. I don't know if that's the best place to be. Disappointingly enough, I think she would find suitors. Yeah, no, I don't think that that would be very good at all. What do you mean, whatever trouble he's in? Say it aloud. How about baths? The baths. Let's go have a dip. Why not? It's all green. Ew. I don't know how I feel about a public bath. I'd prefer that kind of situation. I do like a bath. I just don't want to be in there with anybody. I know. There's some really good scenes with you in the bath. Pause. Are you stupid? Imagine jumping into like boiling water. Also, don't stay in the bath too long now. Wow. Bit envious, Mau Mau. What is this? uh, okay, she seems in good spirits. She still might be evil, though. If I'm reading into it a little bit, the framing in the opening made her seem more friendly than evil, though. Holy fuck. Body is tea. So far, we're just chilling in the bath. We haven't been making many connections. Everyone's like a dog to you. Ah, fucking chill on the soap, dude. Come on now. Big old sweat droop. What year is it? I like seeing everybody with their hair down, though. Or her hair tied up, I guess. Yeah, what about the plot? Oh, yes, I remember the plot. Are we gonna clothe or. Okay, as long as you're confident. What did she do? Hello? Okay, so she's posing as staff, are you? Is that what this is about? Okay. And everyone's following the lead? This seems like a pretty good gig to me. I'll volunteer. This seems pretty good. Oh. Oh. Is the show going to build a mystery out of this, or are we just chilling? I was wondering if we were going there. She was a little bit of a shave. Why don't you sharpen the razor? Okay, we've got side quests now. We've just... Hey, this is a job. You can get a job here. It's all about knowing people, I guess. Okay. That sounds exactly like what I want. Don't look at that. I totally pay for Crunchyroll, don't. Yeah, she's pretty switched on and connected and stuff. Networking, huzzah. Cool. As a little spy. Okay, smart move. Sure. Seeing the value in information. I mean, how do you hide that after a while, you know? Well, I don't know how you speculate on that, but sure. I haven't seen her in a while, actually. She was bathing before. A lot of pregnant people. Emperor's been busy. I see. Oh, relaxed clothes. Yeah, I don't know about Lishu. Let's leave that one for a while. Seems like more of a former Emperor type job. There you go. My purpose. Massaging. What is the other room? Who the fuck? New good-looking eunuch? I've already heard of that guy. New eunuchs. Okay. Yeah, that was my question. Ooh. We did a while ago. Oh, okay. No, never mind. Okay. That spells trouble? Yeah, I haven't seen her talk about an insect in ages. Kakoi. Yeah, I don't want to think about that loser. Mau. Shut up. Uh, uh. I don't really want to think about it. Oh, hello. Oh, with your fucking best mate. Oh yeah, you three. I remember. Okay, what are we doing? It seems very tense. Do they smile ever, or do they not do that where they're from? Well, do you want to start at episode 1, or before that, or... Okay, straight to the point. Oh yeah, because they're from Gyokyo's fucking hometown or whatever. Why are you so cagey about sharing information? I don't think that was a compliment. Okay. I'm just going to the baths. It's chill. Okay. Sure. Why not? What's her name again? Seki? Sekyu? Little bit. Why do you care about going to the baths? Got something to hide. Classic. Okay, you guys are freaking me out. What are... Get those hands out of here. They're my friends. uh, what do we do? Why are they so interested? I mean, besides the obvious. She's like stalking her prey. Oh. Well, let me see. I mean, I guess. You're pretty modest yourself, Mau Mau. You're just a bit embarrassed. That's okay. They're putting your ass to work. Fucking get used to it. Summer? Summer's crazy. Well, what'd you think you were gonna do? Okay, lock in. Man, what a terrible fate. Yeah, you two again. You should go say hey. No running on the wet concrete. Yeah, they're fucked. Well, isn't the whole vibe that Lisha would have her own personal bath? So why is she here? Oh, it's fucking Mau Mau again. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know if you're able to do that, Mau Mau, but sure. Mau Mau always keeps that bandage on her, too. Would you trust this evil, evil person? I don't know if I would. Music's really fun again. Creates a vibe, for sure. Is she okay? She's fucking hopped up on drugs or something. What, drugs? Explain? Oh, yeah. I forgot that that was the Lishu connection. Yeah. I feel sorry for her. Still terrified of Mau Mau. What kind of juice? Okay, you getting the vibe now, Sekyu? You be nice and you get juice. And rumors. Information. Good question. Why in the communal baths? With the rabble. Where? Is it haunted? Who the fuck? There's a ghost in my bath? Okay. Are we? Yeah, I felt like we were about there. Yure. New ending time, though. Which I should probably focus up on and not yap. We definitely bring the vibe down for these EDs, for sure. They're just always very pretty. I guess that makes sense. It's like a little lullaby at the end of the episode, like Mau Mau's saying goodnight for the week or whatever, right? Oh, this is cute. This reminds me of a number of things. Clanad had that ending song where they were all kind of walking. Oh, this is a bit more vibey. Okay. Definitely this is our trio, right? It's a big focus this season for sure. I'm very surprised we didn't explore, well, we kind of did, much more of that who is Shisui type story. We kept saying, hey, she's awfully well connected and knows a lot of stuff and focuses on people. Also, do we want to talk about the first scene of the episode in any detail at all? It seems like there's some kind of villainous figure still at large. But yeah, this seems like our plot of the week is going to be this ghost in the in whatever Li Shu's pavilion was. But yeah, let's dive into episode 14. Yeah, we're set up now. It's very cool. And there we have it. Episode 14 up there, ready to go. 24 minutes flat on this one. Sync up accordingly with your own copy. I have the Crunchyroll version, but I also have a picture-in-picture version in the description below for your viewing pleasure. Let's give this thing a 3, 2, 1. Radio? 3, 2, 1. Go. Back into this opening again. I do like this band quite a bit too. They've got some bangers. Very, very, very popular in Japan. Which again goes to show this show is also extremely popular in Japan. Holy shit. And I guess visually I'm waiting to break down this thing a little bit more. Shot by shot. That's another... I love the camera there. Love the camera in a lot of this, actually. A lot of POV. I don't know what this is. I'm very curious. Little Mau Mau. There's a... Lacan has a little Lacan next to him. What the fuck is that about? Glasses Chan. We mustn't forget the hairpin either. What, that a ghost would exist? I do shit for everybody. Yure. Very cool. We've done our fair share of ghost stories of recent times as well. Boss is here. Ugh. Yeah, I forgot about that whole can of worms, huh? What do you mean it was a frog? Somewhat sizable. Who the fuck did you hear that from? Why are they like acting? This is great. Oh. Who's her though? Who do you want? Yeah, very similar to previous. Oh, progress. What a terrifying presence. Jinji, fucking get a life. I'd be embarrassed too, Gao Shun. Get out of here. What didn't happen? Frog. Oh, Jinchi-sama. He's here. He knows quite a bit. Investigate that. Oh yeah, she's always been sweet on Jinchi too. I mean, who isn't in the Rare Palace? Lishu should fucking fire their ass. Get him out of here. Strange human figure. What? Out in the open? In front of everybody? Jail time. Who the fuck are you? I'm so... Do you fucking know who that is? I don't know who the fuck that is at all. Mate, can't you got fired? Hair stick? If I was Jinchi, fucking... Left, right, good night. It's over. So can you all fuck off and get me some water? Cheers. Okay, now let's actually investigate. I guess that is Jinchi's weapon that he's using. I'm watching Mau Mau, I understand. It was a full moon. Well, probably to bully you. That's putting it lightly. They look astral projected. It was a hologram. Was it Hatsune Miku? Dunno. Did you see the ghost too? Well, it sounds like some kind of trick of the light somehow. But we'll see. What's stored in the warehouse? Warehouse, if I can speak. What you got in here? What? Mold? Lazy. Do nothing. Ugh. This could be a clue, though. It's a metaphor. Hmm. What's on the other side? The drain. I don't know, something about the water moving made the air move too, or something. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm none the wise on this one. The muscles. Yeah, it's kind of fucked. Can't be good for you, like living this close to like a fuck ton of mold either. What am I, a plumber? He gets it done, Gao Shun. There you go, okay. So it was water vapor. Is that a mirror? But this one's precious to you, so why don't you use it? Yeah. Something has significance. What, like use a mirror? Ooh, that's very pretty. Okay, and that puts everything together. Video game puzzle. It's an heirloom for a reason. That gets you a light. Correct. And also, again, we'll probably go into it, but there's significance of it being the mother. Well, I mean, it's a coincidence, but there is significance there for sure. It doesn't matter what's really happening, what matters is how she feels about it. Mama, give her a cuddle or something. Come on now. I think most of the characters in the show do. Well, I think it's just the build-up of everything, really. Fucking, you took a solid hour to do it, too. Mau Mau, it's time to punch. Mau Mau. Remember like you did that one episode? No, I need you to beat some ass soon. No, you die. Or you can beat some ass too. Okay. Gingy keeps beating their ass with looks. I wanted to beat their ass with fucking fists. Okay, now he's going. It's obvious to anybody with a brain. I mean, I would have liked to see more violence. Some heads crushed, bones broken, a lot of blood. That's more my type thing, I think. Okay, this is the new guy? Oh, the new guy? Oh, it's okay. I can't say I saw that coming. Uh, my lack of penis document? Well, this is now relevant from the information we've now learned. Stop thinking about it. Are you excited about that too? I mean, that's fine. I'm just. Well, actually, it wouldn't be unexpected. I love this song. They always play this song. Xiao Mao. Interesting one. But I thought he was kind of chill now. I mean, he's still like a creep. You might, spook her. She might run off. Okay. Okay. What is happening? Okay, so it's kind of political. I mean, don't get too close, Jinshi. Fucking the masterminds over there. Who's that? His. I mean, that is who I think it is, right? Tall. The hair. What is happening? No! No, my friend. What happened? Okay, fucking Shallan's about to be executed. That's no good. I would have liked some confirmation that I'm right, because I'm a little bit nervous I'm not now. It definitely looks like her. That's all I'm gonna say there. It would make sense for you to be back. You got a real chip on your shoulder about it. Specifically the guy that just showed up. You got a bit of a grudge there. My question would be, if Mao Mao ever sees that person, she's gonna know immediately, right? I would have loved some confirmation, because I feel like I'm going out on a limb, even though I feel like it's kind of obvious. I don't know. Put it this way, it is either that character or they look so similar to that character that it's mirroring that character in a way, and we're playing off of that regardless. To the point where it's almost supposed to trick the audience into thinking that. So I'm not dumb, I'm actually smart. I'm responding in the intended way. Anyway, weird episodes. Low key, obviously just introducing some new things again, but I don't really feel like we solved much of the tension from the last arc either, so there's a lot of shit going on, and I'm ready for it to some of it to fold in, just a little bit. Okay. Interesting. Ice Ice. Yeah, cool. I'll return shortly for a little bit of analysis on those two episodes. Wow, very cool. So, chat room, we're back for a little bit of analysis on these two episodes. I'm kind of really stuck on one detail. I think a lot of the rest of the episodes is pretty cut and dry. I'll probably go through them at a pretty brisk pace. But this is clearly the most significant thing that's happened this arc thus far. I mean, he's a spitting image. If it even is another person. That's all I'm trying to say. That's, yeah, a dead ringer. Pairing that with a lot of discussion about how a eunuch gets into the Rear Palace and if they have to prove their eunuch status. Again, Surei's already been kind of a mirror for Jinshi in a way, right? Like, two opposite sides of the same coin in a lot of respects. Very similar character design-wise, I might add too. Jinshi, a male that is cross-dressed a number of times. Now we've got Surei, who may be cross-dressing in her own right. Again, I think I'm choosing to see some Chekhov's gun type stuff, even if that's the right term, with us bringing up the kind of trials by which a eunuch proves that they're a eunuch. Like, that would mean that somebody is a fake eunuch. Not in the way you think. Actually, they never had a penis at all. At least I don't think so. A couple of questions. What are the hands? The hands are interesting. The last time we saw you, you kind of had a bit of a makeover as well. Lack of a better term. You looked different when you did the whole raise from the dead type operation. All I'm saying is Surei's got a lot of tricks up his sleeve. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary for you to be pulling some shit like this to get back into the rear palace to enact the next step of your plan, which, to my kind of recollection last time, was Jinshi. I want to fuck over Jinshi as much as possible. Even kill him. I want to murder him a lot. So you're back here and poised in a way where you're, again, a direct analog for Jinshi, an attractive kind of eunuch in the rear palace. Again, my only qualms are you've got quite a sharp chin, as we can see here, and you have a little bit more of a rounded chin. But again, I think you're purposefully being kind of kept, like, we haven't got a full-on fucking headshot of you yet, because again, I think it's meant to be kind of ambiguous. You're meant to be getting, like, kind of weird off the side kind of glances at this new character as opposed to them being formally introduced yet. So again, I'm probably leaning like, hey, 90% this is Surei, 10% this is Surei's twin brother, who's also a eunuch, who looks the exact same and maybe has a very similar motivation. I don't know, man. Yeah, that's clearly the biggest plot development, I would say. Anyway, the rest of it, what did we think? It was pretty good. I liked how comedic and kind of light it was, especially, again, after last week, which was supposedly something a little bit more serious and wide-spanning. I will say, I don't think we've really had our shit hit the fan moment yet, in the same way we've had in Season 1. We've probably had at least one of those by the time we got here. Like, I'm talking the big, like, earth-shattering revelation moments in Season 1, right? Like, learning of a potential baby swap and what happened there, and that whole sequence with Arduo and Lishu and learning all that information at once. I think that was a big oh shit moment. I really liked the exploration of Mao Mao's past, and again, who her parents are. I thought that was an oh shit moment. Obviously, the attempt on Jinshi's life, that's an oh shit moment. Surei raising from the dead and then doing whatever else she does, that's an oh shit moment. I don't think we're quite there yet. But on kind of a base level, I think the episodes are still, like, really good. I'm just waiting for the shit that's gonna, like, blow my mind and send me to the stratosphere. But yeah, I mean, this intrigues me. I want to learn more about you as a character, pretty obviously. So yeah, let's dive back through here, starting with that opening. So how am I feeling about the new opening? I would say it's about as good as the first one. It's a decent tune. I like the visuals. Well animated, well lit, all those things that we love to see. I'm firstly noting this black splodge. Potentially we're going to continue with a little bit of this mold theme, potentially, off of this. This could be ink as well. Again, the major idea of this opening is the cat mask. I don't really know what we're going into with that, but let's get a more appropriate visual up. Also, please advise me if this is something where I should be looking up lyrics, because I do not have lyrics on this copy. I don't want to go digging myself, so if somebody wants to link me something like that, if it's particularly appropriate, then please do so. Cool, Mao Mao off to the side, eyes covered, head down, not really blooming like a butterfly quite as yet. So what do we have here? This is like a mask. So what we must remember is that this is set in China, so it's probably not going to have the same implications that this kind of mask would have in Japan or any of that kind of stuff. It's hard to talk about. I mean, other than the surface level of it's a mask that has a cat on it. Cat equals Mao Mao, Mao Mao puts up these masks where she kind of compartmentalizes certain people. Potentially, again, we need to dig deeper into what's behind the mask on each of these people and see who they really are, especially if we want to survive and prosper in the Rear Palace. I don't know, just a visual idea thus far. I'm unsure how to extrapolate on it. Maybe that'll come with time. Maybe that'll come with a comment kind of expanding upon it themselves. Either way, Jinchi's got one. Don't know who that is in the back. Fucking somebody. Maybe Gao Shun. Oh, it's probably the Emperor. No, that would make more sense. That would be Jinchi, right? Hidden identity. Oh, no, this is the Emperor's brother, right? Whose identity is hidden. Hidden as of now. And then that's the Emperor, and then this is the late Emperor in the back. Now, who the fuck are you? I don't believe we've met this character as of yet without getting too into the weeds on whose hair this is and whatnot. Notably, this is the first really out there design we've probably seen from a character. Very, very anime, especially with the claws, along with the whole cat idea. Can't help but see you as a little bit of a mirror potential, you know, rival to Mao Mao or something like that. Flashy, bit older, based on the wrinklage on the hand. Earrings, interesting, status. But again, really focusing on the claws, which is probably the most telling part of the design. I wish all these masks were out of the way, because who the fuck is that? And then, well, I know who that is. Okay, so I'm imagining that this is maybe Lao Lan's mother? That'd be a direction. I mean, I don't want to... I feel like I've been talking about this for a while, but it's been cooking for so long it's hard to even remember anymore. But doesn't Lao Lan just feel like a little bit of a victim in all of this? A little bit. Again, the sins of the parents, the sins of the father, should not always pass down to the daughter. I don't know, maybe she wants something else to do with her life instead of all this power grab BS, but I don't know. Again, we're going to learn more about these characters pretty squarely. But yeah, I'm seeing Lao Lan's mother based on this kind of familial connection. Like, again, if the last one was kind of Jinshi, the Emperor, and the late Emperor, then again, this would imply that this is all in the family as well. This is just our good friend the cat Mao Mao. I wonder what secrets you have to hide as well. We're gonna have to wait and see. There's a mysterious presence here with a scarred hand that is hiding their identity, as associated with a snake in the back. Listen, we're gonna keep saying 90% sure. I'm 90% sure. But we'll say, better make that like 93. 93. This is the first part of the opening which we actively recognize already. This is Li Shu's little mirror, which shows the visage of her mother. It's interesting that we're pairing that with this drawing of Anshi that we saw from a couple of episodes ago. These two characters somewhat reflect each other. Of course, Anshi being the first, I don't know, concubine woman of the late Emperor, Li Shu being the last. Obviously, both very young girls who got pulled into this at a very young age, may or may not have some regrets about that, may or may not be a little bit fucked up in the head from that as well. It's not a good situation. We'll talk about the whole Li Shu thing in time here. But yeah, these characters, even character design wise, it's very obvious now. Holy shit, Li Shu and Anshi for sure. Now, I did miss one in here too. There is like a flower and a fig under a tree, so I don't know what that is. There's another one here of somebody grasping a little hand. I don't know, a number of characters are pregnant. This could be literally anybody. Some more Apothecary Diaries type BS. This almost looks like a frangipani or something. Or maybe not, it's a little bit more of a kind of closed up flower. Again, never been good at this kind of stuff anyway. Blue roses. Blue roses, we remember blue roses. Blue roses explicitly tied to the Lacan stuff. Which, of course. The hairpin. Is this Jinshi's hairpin? It's somebody's hairpin. Two striking blue eyes in the middle of everything. I don't know who that would be. Who has blue eyes? I guess Mao Mao has blue eyes. I just had a look then. Okay, fair enough. It's probably just Mao Mao paired with a door opening. Then we've got us drawing symbols in the sand again. Learning how to read and write. VLC, behave. Thank you. Cat. A lot of... I talked about this already. A lot of POV here. Again, it helps. It feels like we're almost wearing the mask too. Like, we have secrets to hide. Mao Mao isn't being entirely honest. Even if sometimes the person in the POV is Mao Mao, sometimes it's somebody else entirely. So who would be holding the cat here? Probably maybe Mao Mao, probably maybe Shisui. Shisui could be this previous one as well. It's kind of looking at Mao Mao. Or this could be Xiaolan too, maybe. Then that's maybe Shisui. Sees Mao Mao. That could be Shisui. Oh no, that could be like Jinshi, because this is like Mao Mao with the Emperor. So, okay, we're just like swapping around. It's nobody specific, I don't think. This one here could be Xiaolan. Again, it would only really make sense if it was. This is probably my favorite shot, specifically in the opening. Love the camera here, just that kind of really subtle lifelike movement. If the LC wants to behave, like that kind of stuff is really stellar. Quite good. Yeah, it's kind of swapping between Shisui and Jinshi and Xiaolan. It's all the people close to Mao Mao, I guess. Because again, we've already seen this scene. This is them jumping off the waterfall from last week's session. We've seen this scene already too, or at least an equivalent. Okay, now somebody else was looking at a little piece of jewelry and then spotted these two off to the side, that being Shisui and Mao Mao. Is this just Xiaolan again? Because I think she was out shopping too. And then again, that mask appears on Mao Mao's face. Again, like most other characters in the show, we all have something to hide. We're not showing our true selves. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty surface level take, but it's definitely there. Then we change animation style going into this portion. I quite like it quite a bit. This could even be some flashbacky stuff with old razor fingers over here. I think I talked about this kind of already, but we really do have an interesting structure with both of the openings from this season. It kind of feels like they kick into gear very early and then kind of lull for a little bit and then kick into gear right again at the very end. It's a very roller coastery sounding opening as opposed to something which is normally a little bit like intro, verse, pre-chorus, chorus hits, it hits hard, maybe a little bit of a post-chorusy kind of flourish there, and then the opening ends. This one, it's a little bit more up and down. Goes to show that songs are a lot shorter these days, just in general. Maybe that's coming into this. Again, you have 90 seconds to fill. 90 seconds of a song now is pretty much a little bit more than half of it sometimes. So it's harder to build like that as opposed to a 3.5 minute, 4 minute song. Really obvious one here. I talked about this yesterday in Land of the Lustrous as well. Cocoon into butterfly, metamorphosis, change, multicolored, as we can see here. Again, it's the same difference as the flower from the closed bud to the open bud, coming out of the cocoon, being a butterfly, showing your true colors. The cocoon is also a mask. Yeah, I gotta show my stuff, strut my stuff. That's what this is about. I really do like the mask as well. It's got a very different texture. I said first time seeing it, it's almost like this non-diegetic piece that's been placed over the animation. Pretty squarely here, though, you can see that Mao Mao is holding it. She is the one holding her own mask and preventing her own flourishing, her own butterfly effect, or whatever else. Her own cocoon, almost. I wonder what this is, too, this kind of red and green type sitch. Don't really know. What else do butterflies do as well? They fucking pollinate flowers or whatever the fuck they do. No, they don't. Bees do that. What do fucking butterflies do? They're always around flowers anyway. Give me a break. And yeah, she finally drops the mask, paired with all the butterflies flying, turning out from kind of, she was looking down and into the shadows before. Now she's staring into the camera, looking behind her shoulder, staring into the light, coming into the fore, being herself, dropping the mask, embracing her talents, which is when we hit this final last kind of flourish in the opening as well. Where this one's going to have a lot of pausing. Be ready, everybody. Here's the first one. This is the happy family. Yeah, everybody's accounted for, I think. This is a... Yeah, okay, we're bringing back this point of view thing now, but it's completely swapped. You would have to imagine the point of view character here is now Mao Mao, where it wasn't Mao Mao in the past, it was everybody other than Mao Mao. Is this going to show that other people were in control of the destiny before? Other times they were the point of view characters? Now, after this change, after Mao Mao embraces this side of herself, she's now going to be a little bit more of an active protagonist. She's now going to assume the role of the central point of view character in the opening. I don't know. Potentially I'm overanalyzing this thing, but sure. Okay, yeah, sure. I like all these guys. Who else we got here? This is Verdigris' house. Oh, remember this little freak in the back? Hang on. You remember you? I remember you. That was a while ago now. The other notable introduction here is, who is this over here? I think we know this character quite well. Maybe Sweet on one of the ladies of the Verdigris house, potentially. We have Mommy here. Mommy's here. We love Mommy. And Mommy isn't with her fucking bitchy cousin. She got shipped out. I hope we see you again. It's been such a long time. Yeah, that's Arduo, right? These two had a connection. That's fascinating. Now the connections between Arduo, Lishu, Anshi, that connections to other characters from there, it's all fucking coming together. That's awesome. I hope this happens, because you need a fucking friend. You also need a mother. Probably better. You're like a friend. I think you're more like a mother. Did we talk about this Lishu mother stuff in the past? Because I believe this now strengthens that scene in the past. One of my favorite scenes in the show between Lishu and Arduo. She's looking healthy. I like this. Okay, next. Okay, this is pretty chill. We have little Mao Mao over here, the quack doctor, and Gao Shun, you would imagine. Now, this is fascinating. So, you're like head tactics guy, smart strategist. That's kind of Lacan's bag. I don't know who the fuck... You're like little Lacan, bro. Are you little Lacan insofar as you're actually little Lacan? Because then, I mean, Mao Mao's got a half-brother, but I don't think we would introduce something like that. I think this is just somebody that, like, idolizes Lacan for whatever reason. Obviously, Lacan's going to come back up as a plot point here at some point. My read on that whole situation was that he was a little bit more sympathetic now, at least to Mao Mao. Jinchi's still obviously got his kind of qualms with everything. But from our Mao Mao perspective, he seems like a nice guy. Again, going to show that the camera is probably Mao Mao as well. You know, a little bit of a blush, a few love hearts. Oh my god, my precious little daughter or whatever the hell. Again, Lacan's a bit of a weirdo, but that would be more evidence to that, I would say. Hello, my other father, Luhrmann. We like this guy. Looking up at Jinchi on the roof. He's got a fucking big moon ahead of him or something. That's pretty chill. Turning and looking at the camera, at Mao Mao, sumptuously. And then somebody who's now the camera instead gives Mao Mao a push to pursue that. And that push is also signified by two butterflies as well. Did Mao Mao push herself? Hey, yo. Maybe Mao Mao pushed herself. That's kind of deep. Think about it. What's this ice cream type shit too? A few more scattered shots here at the very end. Again, we kind of dropped the you're evil story. I think you're just somebody that is important and posing as somebody that isn't important, and you're not exactly evil, but you may have some undisclosed intentions, I guess. Cool, then Mao Mao walks forward. We get a glance of this hairpin and the bow, and then hand on hand, kind of pulling her in. Yeah, and that hairpin's Jinchi's, right? So Mao Mao then has Jinchi's hairpin in her hair? Because the bow is Mao Mao's little thing. Odd. Anyway, yeah, I like that opening a lot more upon actually looking at it in more detail. There's a lot going on there, for sure. And a lot of projecting forward we can do. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Now, I feel like I've already talked about this at length, so I won't readdress it again. This is our kind of tease at the start of this next core, though, of something that's pretty important. This is the 30 new eunuchs entering the rear palace, some of which from foreign lands that we haven't really, what's the word? Background checked particularly well, I would say. Specifically, you have a bum leg and your hands all scratched up. Again, just noting things. We can't really make any inferences yet as to who this even is. We'll never know. It's interesting that we're pairing this with a shot of Laolan somewhere else, just kind of sipping a little beverage, where you're whispered something, where you say, I see. Now, bear with me on this one. Cool. I would not be surprised if there is a... What are their names again? The twins? I wouldn't be surprised if there's a twins Shisho connection. Fair enough. We already know that there's a Shisho connection to Laolan, very obviously. What if there was also a twins connection to Sudre? I'm just spitballing. What if all of them are kind of in cahoots and there's some big conspiracy happening in the background that we're only seeing glances of every now and again? I don't know. Food for thought. Xiaolan's got a new purpose, everybody. She wants to find a job. She wants to seek employment. This is a good step. You're already miles above many other characters in the show. And many people watching this video. You fucking unemployed freaks. That seems to be coming to a little bit of a sticky situation by the very end of things. Or I guess I should say an icy situation by the end of this 2-episode chunk. But again, neither here nor there. Let me just lay the groundwork, because the first part of this episode is just really laying this groundwork. Xiaolan, different character. Xiaolan wants a job. How do I get a job? How do I use my connections? Where do I foster connections? Hey, let's go to the baths. That's where Shisui does it. Will then pose as staff and kind of get in the good books of various high-ranking kind of concubines in the Rib Palace. Fair enough, fair enough. I'll say it again, the more Xiaolan becomes involved in the plot, the more I fear for her life. Just because she's too good for this world and she's too cute and stuff, and I don't know. Something bad happening to you wouldn't be out of the question, maybe. I don't know, it's sometimes that kind of show that's really dark and depressing, but most of the other times it's kind of just really like bittersweet and nice, so I don't know, maybe she just has a good life, I don't know. Either way, it seems like of this new season, she's kind of turned over a new leaf, she's learning new things, she wants to, instead of being a background character, be a little bit more of an important character and find a good job. She's kind of locked the fuck in. Now, Mao Mao's connection is to Vergara's house. I don't think that Xiaolan would particularly be a good fit for a brothel. I don't think it's really her vibe. Like, this is just, this ain't the vibe. This ain't her vibe at all. And I think the old lady would take anybody with a pulse, if I'm honest. So yeah, Mama has two sets of connections too, but we outright refuse introducing Jinshi to her. That's just not on, considering the kind of events of the previous episodes. I now know that Jinshi is quite a lot. There's a lot going on there. Either way, Shisui shows up and suggests the baths idea, which is where we get the episode's title and general premise. I don't know if I'm easily impressed. I really liked the look of these two episodes. I feel like there was a little bit of fear that this second core would be a little bit busted up and weird looking. I think it's going fine. I think it's going swimmingly. I've really enjoyed the color work when we actually go to the Diamond Pavilion? Wherever wherever Lishu's little fucking joint is. I really like the colors there. I thought they were striking. I think this is the closest we get to straight up fan service in Apothecary Diaries, I would say. Scantily clad ladies all over the joint, a lot of massaging and kind of what would you say? Like skin movement as we're massaging the ladies. A little bit of boob envy stuff, just, you know, again, for a bathhouse episode for an anime, it's on the tamer side, but I think that this is the most risque we're going to really get with this show. I don't know, it's a show for adults. We're not shying away from sex as an idea and all sorts of other fucked up shit too, so yeah, I don't know. I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. But I mean, of course I did. I'm the target demographic for that as well. So I did say off the kind of back of last week, I thought that the baths would be a good idea for self-reflection for Mao Mao about the state of the world, the state of her world specifically, and the things that she's learnt. We didn't go in that direction. But we got some admitances. I'll shout them out when we see them. Mao Mao starting to consider why Jinshi is in the Rear Palace. Important step. I guess Mao Mao's always had the boob envy thing going on. Yeah, all the way back to episode 1, I want to say. One of the first times we see her at Vertigra's house. Some Mei Mei comes in with the, you know, strutting her stuff. I don't know, it's kind of just besties vibing. That's like most of the episode here. I went into it in the reaction as well. I think this is pretty good pacing type stuff. After last week, pretty intense stuff, assassination attempts and reveals and whatnot, high stakes. It's nice to just let our hair down a little bit in the baths. Again, if we're going to do slice of life stuff, I'm never going to say no. It's my bag. It's the stuff I like. But holy fuck. Fucking hourglass figure over here. Jesus Christ. And then, I don't know, she turns into the Suds monster or something. Something's happening. It's funny. So after bathing for a bit, we actually finally go into the plot, which is, this is our connections. We're going to go into an area that's meant for the concubines. Mid-ranking ones, the high-ranking ones would have their own baths. And we're going to pose as staff, and we're going to start to massage people and gather information. To me, this gives off the vibe of, so say I showed up to like a McDonald's in a uniform and just started working. How long would it take somebody to question why I was there? You know what I mean? Everyone, especially, again, talking from my own experience, I wouldn't fucking notice. I wouldn't question shit. If somebody was just working with me at my job randomly, I'm like, oh, I guess we hired somebody. Okay. And then I'd go about my day. I don't know, it's the perfect crime, I guess. All those videos of people sneaking into sporting events by posing as security. Like, nobody checks that shit. They just, I don't know, I guess you just starve. Mama notices some body hair on one of the concubines here and uses a technique involving a piece of string in order to, you know, get rid of the excess hair. Can't say I've ever heard about this before, but it's also not my job to get rid of hair. So, I mean, Wikipedia said it was like a little bit more of an Eastern thing, even a little bit more South than we are now. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys knew about this, I didn't. And yeah, Mau Mau puts it together very quickly. We use our connection here and our frequency here at the baths. We've already lined up with this lady almost an appointment. We now get to hear gossip and stuff. Win-win, right? Connections. Shisui has seen this technique used before. Apparently there was a court lady whose kind of term ended, much like Zhao Lan's is about to, and quickly found a job with a important person because of her role here. So again, we're implementing that same structure. It's interesting that you know this information. It may seem like you just have your head in the bugs and stuff. You're a little bit more switched on and personable than we thought. Now again, we've seen that scene with Hong Yang from a few episodes ago now. She was fiercely protective of Gyokyo and didn't like Mau Mau fraternizing with any kind of other concubine in the rear palace. So therefore she's a little bit of a stick in the mud about this, but I feel like I say it every week, Gyokyo is very smart and sees the utility of somebody spending time and gathering rumors in a place such as this. Gyokyo feels like on some level you have a lot of loyalty to her. You clearly trust Mau Mau. You think that this is a good idea and what you say goes. So Mau Mau, basically you go there and tell me rumors, okay? And the framing of these kind of rumors helps us to get a lay of the land in the rear palace in the wake of everything as well. So, rumors of Lady Gyokyo's pregnancy are already pretty widespread. They're wondering the gender of the baby. They're wondering when it's due, all that other kind of stuff. She isn't really seen in public much. She's wearing a lot of relaxed clothes. It certainly seems like it's leaning that direction. The ones that are also exposited to us, the audience, are the pregnancies or potential pregnancies of both, what's her name? Oh my god, I forget it. Lifa, there we go, and Lao Lan. The Lao Lan one surprised me. The Lifa one has been kind of implied for quite a while as well. Again, that certainly seems like a baby arm race to me. Arms race, baby arms race, I don't know. Yeah, I would be on the lookout, guys. There's a lot of interested parties that may be interested in some poisonings or I don't know, lots of stuff. So Lao Lan's rarely seen outside, and when she is, she's wearing relaxing clothes. This has been a change because normally Lao Lan's very flashy, so normally she would wear her flashiest clothes that aren't always the relaxed type looks that could imply pregnancy. There's one other rumor at play as well, that being of the new, really handsome eunuch in the rear palace. Again, don't want to go into this one again, but yeah, I think it's Sure. I really do. Sure with a bum leg and some scratches, and is obviously mirroring Jinshi as a character, probably despite him. Let's just put that out there. This was another interesting discussion. There's 30 new eunuchs entering the rear palace. We've talked about previously how there's been a dearth of eunuchs ever since kind of the Empress Dowager has kind of come into power, or again, that whole kind of side. She's got more power now than when the Empress Mother was around. She didn't like slavery. She didn't like eunuchs and stuff, so kind of forbid making new ones. So, what gives, if there's some new eunuchs entering, they must be from somewhere. They're former slaves from foreign countries. Now, foreign countries just makes me think the twins, Isla and Eileen. You gotta commit those names to memory. Yeah, that's been the kind of vibe of the first core, this kind of foreign influence in the rear palace. I feel like this could be an extension of that, especially if Sure is involved. And again, there's already a pretty solid connection between Isla, Eileen, and Shisho. I wouldn't be surprised if we're throwing Sure in the mix there too. Or I mean, whoever that new eunuch is, we're gonna have to say. I mean, the other element to this as well would be, I speculated that there was a connection existing between you and Lao Lan, based on eyes and stuff. So maybe you know about all of this because you're first-hand involved, right? At least privy to the conspiracy. Now, this is some of the stuff I was talking about. This is Mau Mau directly reflecting on the events of the previous kind of 2 episodes. I like it. I like that she's a little bit troubled about this. She can't just kind of, repress it. It's still on her mind. She's working her way through it. She's thinking about it often. That's something, right? It's not nothing, which I feel like she was kind of doing nothing in the wake of last week's episodes and reveals. I don't know, she's mulling it over, she feels some kind of way about it. We just get one peek of Li Shu there before meeting up with our sisters here, back at the Jade Pavilion. Is it the Jade Pavilion? It's Jade, Crystal, Diamond, and somewhere else. I don't know, I'm pretty sure Gyokyo's is Jade Pavilion. Anyway, Gyokyo's friends are here, her former buddies, and they're very judgmental of Mao Mao. They're very protective of Gyokyo. They basically just want to know what her deal is. Why does Gyokyo trust you so much? Why is she allowing you to go out and do this bath thing when, I mean, we know how dangerous it is here, and she's normally very closed off. What gives? What has happened between you where you've garnered such trust? Now, I don't know why Mao Mao isn't just kind of forthright in this, why she just doesn't tell the truth. Like, I literally see Lingli over there, she wouldn't be here if I didn't say something. That's probably a pretty good little thing that she did. It's probably something to garner trust. How about the rest of the show, where Mao Mao's continuously done good things for Gyokyo? It's built over time. I don't know, why not just say that? But yeah, I mean, I don't judge these characters here, the sisters, they're not triplets, but I want to call them triplets. They're just protective of Gyokyo. And the reason they were brought in is because Gyokyo was kind of suspicious and needed more manpower and people on her side that she was sure were on her side. Yeah, they're just doing their jobs. And yeah, basically they say here, why be such a stranger? You're always wandering it off. It makes us worried. Why not do something with us every now and again? Hey, I've got a better solution. Why doesn't Sekyu here come with us and, you know, work the baths? And yeah, Sekyu's sisters immediately agree, saying it would be good to hang out with some other people your age. And our dynamic kind of trio here has turned into a, I don't know, quadruple? Quartet? That's probably the word. So now we get a little bit of a fish out of water type character, somebody that's uncomfortable in such a public bathing situation. We also have to deal with these two freaks. I don't know, it's good character stuff. It's an avenue for comedy. I don't know about all this though, that's beyond me. Yeah, we get a little bit like stereotypical anime here in a way that's, I don't know, it's kind of foreign for the show. There was a cut there before where they're gonna like touch her, and then there was a cut to like the outside of the building where she screamed. It just, I don't know, I didn't think we were that kind of show. Also, why do you guys care so much about getting her kid off? I mean, unless you guys swing that way, which is fine. It's just, I didn't really see it before. Yeah, there's really like scary POV shots here. Look how terrifying Shisui is here. Jesus Christ, holy shit. To end the episode, we kind of got a glimpse of this before, but hey, Li Shu's here with her little friend, or big friend, I guess. And hey, why is a high-ranking concubine at a public bath? That's weird. Why are you here and not at your own private bath? Weird. Worthy of questioning. Hey, this whole thing's about networking and trying to gather information. It seems like something I should do, go over, introduce myself, and try to get some said information about this. Of course, Mao Mao has the personal investment as well, probably feeling for Li Shu about the whole her ladies-in-waiting fucking suck type idea, and feels sympathetic and wants to go over and see what's going on as well from a kind of human perspective, even without the kind of cynical networking edge to it. As Mao Mao goes over to introduce herself once again, these two have a long memory, especially you. Mao Mao's kind of terrifying. You probably shouldn't get on her bad side, and you think that she's back for revenge or something. We notice some razor marks on her arm, goes to show that whatever hair removal she's using isn't nice on her skin. I've got something that's a little bit nicer here, even if Mao Mao tries to portray it as scarily as possible. I'll be gentle, she says. Don't trust this evil, evil little cat person. I don't know, but at the end of the day, she seems pretty happy about it all. Hair removal went well. She got a massage out of it. I don't know, let's do this again. So putting some timeline stuff together, I'm sure I considered this before, but the former emperor's been dead for 6 years. Li Shu's 15 now. They knew each other before he died. That's insane. She was an infant. You're fucked in the head. Yo. Fuck the former emperor. I hate that guy. Yeah, she's probably up there for the most tragic story in the show. Li Shu, for sure. It feels like she's never even really taken control of her own destiny. Once. She's never had the opportunity to do so. Either way, our networking worked. We got some juice out of it, and we learned that there's a fucking ghost in the bath or something. Something's there. There's a ghostly apparition. that is haunting my bathroom. And Shisui must be into it. She fucking loves this ghost shit. Is Shisui even here? Anyway. Yeah, next episode time. There's a ghost in the bath. I like Sekyu here very early. She's very critical of Mao Mao going off and fraternizing with another head lady in waiting. It was the exact thing that Hong Yang was wary of. It's the exact thing that your sisters were wary of as well. But Mao Mao always approaches this kind of stuff with the best intentions, I feel. Like, it's not because I'm defecting, it's because I care about her as a human. But the throwaway line there as well of, hey, Li Shu, you should probably tell Jinshi about this, is the reason why this encounter is now generated. Again, I went into this in the reaction. I love the dynamic here between Jinshi and Gyokyo, especially Jinshi's change, being able to call Mao Mao now in the wake of everything. Yeah, the fun little game they play, passing Mao Mao back and forth. I cannot help but be reminded of his sizable frog, says Mao Mao. Yeah, Jinshi isn't a eunuch, just putting that out there. I love the performance aspect of this. It feels like they're putting on a little kind of acting display for Mao Mao. It feels like they rehearsed it before she came into the room even. It's adorable. Plus points for two characters that I already really liked. Again, this stuff, broken record. I love Hong Yang and Gao Shun off to the side, indulging their stupid masters right there. That's the good stuff. Yeah, just, this show's good. It's fucking really good. Just on a base level for how wordy it is sometimes and how intense it sometimes does get, it's so watchable. I could binge the fuck out of this show. I really want to rewatch it again at some point on my own time. It's just so bingeable, you know? Also, Jinshi's like feeling himself and he fucking touches Mao Mao and stuff, so that's a pretty notable change, which Gyokyo and Hong Yang both notice. Yeah, this was the stuff I was talking about before. Look at the colors, look at the banners. It's the same kind of location, but has been dressed up differently based on that stuff. It's really cool. I like it. So as previously discussed, Jinshi and Mao Mao and Gao Shun are going to look into the ghost type situation. Jinshi is also reading between the lines, as we find out later on, of the people around Li Shu being kind of mean. He wants to investigate that too. We'll get into it. The ghost is a metaphor. The mold is a metaphor. The mirror is a metaphor. It's all happening. I thought the vibe earlier on as well was that a lot of this angst of Li Shu's ladies in waiting towards her was based on Jinshi too. Jinshi shows Li Shu attention. They don't like that. They get a little bit catty about that. I believe that's a portion of it. So Jinshi being here probably isn't helping things. Everyone gets a little bit worked up. This freak character over here takes on, I guess, the personification of this angst within her kind of area, within the ranks of her ladies in waiting. She's the kind of conduit by which it's channeled through. She is so punchable. I want her to die painfully. That's kind of where I stand on the subject. This kind of stuff is when I really get reminded of a lot of shoujo out of this show. It happens whenever this kind of dynamic appears, whenever, you know, it feels just very much like that group of the bully girls rocking around and doing the shoujo laugh, like the oh ho ho ho, like that kind of, like Nanami type stuff. If you know, you know. Now you could never hope to hold a candle to Nanami. I hope you know that. Fuck you. So yeah, it gets me kind of worked up. Now, the hairpin thing I didn't really understand, but I believe that Jinshi notices it later and uses it as a thing, so we'll reread then and there. I noted in the reaction that Jinshi uses his weapon here as opposed to his fists and stuff. His weapon is his good looks, and he uses his charms with the ladies to manipulate them and get them away from Li Shu so he can actually hear what's going on without the prying eyes and whatnot. Again, put most other male characters in the show here, I believe they're a lot more direct with it and basically just tell them to fuck off. But Jinshi, again, has a very different way of going about things. Maybe the reason he's being used in the Rear Palace at all entirely, right? He can control women. He's a controlling measure. So here again, we have one of our kind of trademark Apothecary Diaries little mystery sections. This one's pretty good. I like the science behind it. The rushing water kind of underneath this portion. The mold is the kind of clue there, right? That the water vapor from the particularly hot water that the ladies in waiting produce for you, because again, that's something you don't like and they're bullying you. That particularly hot water gets drained. The water vapor comes up from that. It creates an airflow in the room artificially. That would move the curtains. That would produce some light in the room, some light that could reflect off the mirror that produces the visage of your late mother. The mold is significant. The mold is like this hidden thing under everything that is toxic, that is poisoning you, right? It's a metaphor for your current situation. There is a toxic attitude in this place as well that is undermining you, that we try to hide, but again, anybody with a fucking brain can find it after a while. And again, that mold there only being the result of that hot water that they produce, right? So their bullying is literally creating the mold. Their bullying is poisoning you. Why can't you see that? And again, it's an important moment later on in the episode where you lash out against that. We also must remember that this is fucking ages ago, so they're a lot more superstitious. Also, she's 15. So I don't know, it's easy to dismiss ghost stories once you grow up a little bit, but I don't know. It's legitimate that I would believe that, like, Lishu would think this, I think. Just a base level of sympathy and empathy is all we really need here, I think. I've praised the show for this before, but I'll go again. I like the creation of a physical space with a lot of these mysteries. I really feel like the animation helps get that across. I don't really know how this would read on paper without it. So again, we create a satisfying mystery from a location. It's not always just some other BS. Right, it helps us to be tangibly there and see how it's all working. So then we go off to the warehouse. There's mold. Again, if the Jade Pavilion were here, some people that genuinely care about Gyokyo and her well-being, this mold would have been discovered immediately and done something to prevent it. But no, instead we just sacrifice this whole room and say that it's tainted. It's not. Yeah, again, it goes to show how much they really care about Lishu. She's literally bathing for a long time next to the moldy room. Mold's not good for you, by the way. Mama starts putting together really quickly. Did you unplug the bath on the day that you saw the ghost? Hey, where does the water rush? Can we get the plans here? Again, I've already kind of explained the mystery here. So for mine, I don't feel like the mystery comes together as strongly as it could. I feel like we could have introduced the mirror a little bit earlier into the piece. It feels very 11th hour now than she kind of like pulls the thing off the mirror and, oh yeah, this mirror was actually integrally involved as well. I don't know, I would have liked the mirror to be there earlier. I don't know how you do that though. But either way, speaking of the mirror, there's a copper mirror here. It's very precious to you. It's a family heirloom. It's a reminder of your mother. A little bit more of a literal way, as we'll find out here in a second. But I do feel like it's significant that we've kind of relegated this significant mirror over here, over in this moldy closet, while we're using the flashier glass mirror from the caravan, not even knowing that mirror in of itself was shade that they were throwing at you. But anyway, again, it goes to show that we're prioritizing like kind of aesthetic beauty over emotional significance in all these things. And then Lishu kind of internalizes a lot of this ghost stuff as kind of her family punishing her for this, almost like, hey, I got kind of bullied and pressed to put the mirror in here with the mold, and now my family's coming back to haunt me for that, especially my mother, who, again, I feel like I'm personally responsible for her death in a lot of ways, which is crazy, especially the dancing connection is interesting too. A lot going on. Yeah, forcing Lishu to disregard this mirror and leave it in this dirty place while the other mirrors out there, which isn't even a mirror with good intentions, is, I don't know, they're like fucking A1 bullies. They're the best bullies ever. And yeah, there's the revelation. When light is produced on the mirror, it reflects and shows an image. This is pretty neat. It's very video gamey, but it's still kind of neat. I'm very surprised that Lishu never knew the true purpose behind it either. Again, she's like 15. We're not going to judge her too harshly. And then, yeah, this is when we get all sad. This face, it resembles my dead mother, I think. Did she get angry because I stopped using this mirror? Did she come out to scold me? Much like the hot water. And that would be scold. That's different. And again, Mama on the other side, she's very much like, well, ghosts don't exist. It's clearly just a coincidence or multiple coincidences that are causing this to happen. But I mean, this is more of a outpouring of emotion from everything that's been building up. Like, all the terrible things that have happened in your life to the point where you feel isolated and alone like this. You don't have a mother figure in your life. The closest one you had after your mother died was Arduo. She got sent away as well. You have no friends. You have this person here who's kind of on your side now, but wasn't earlier. So, I mean, like, it sucks. It sucks being Li Shu, and we're getting that across. And it's less her, again, truly believing all this ghost stuff that she's saying with the mother, and again, more of a build-up of everything that's causing this outburst. Can we get her some friends? Can we line up some friends for Li Shu, please? A support network, please? And then cue the bullies, cue the fucking gunfire because I want them to die yesterday. They need to be gone. Cease to be. Yeah, this whole thing, it's very shoujo, and then the pretty boy coming through to protect her. It's brilliant. I don't know, it's kind of fitting of Li Shu's demographic to get such a kind of trite shoujo story. I don't know, I really enjoyed it. Oh, this significant thing to you? Oh, it's garbage, it's nothing. I do think the important moment here, though, is her lashing out. It isn't just Jinshi doing Jinshi things. There's actually a moment here where you actually say what you mean and stop being nice, essentially. Give me that back, fuck off, all that shit. And then, yeah, Jinshi does Jinshi things. Hey, we see that hairpin. He noticed it from way back. He's also got pretty solid evidence of you being mean to Li Shu now. Time to put him back in line. Did she gift you this as well? Even if it was a gift for you, a regular lady in waiting, to wear an item engraved with the crest of a high-ranking concubine. Okay, this is just like fucking royalty rules or something that I don't understand. But apparently this was a faux pas. Jinshi sunned your ass or daughtered your ass, or I don't know. He fucked you up in the best way he can. Instead of using his fists, he used his good looks and his knowledge of politics. Very cool. I do like the voice acting here too. Jinshi kind of really turns it on. Yeah, right here. That's that good stuff, you know. Yeah, I don't know, Jinshi kind of cold. He's kind of cool. And I don't know, to finish the episode here, we kind of go into a lot of things that I've already talked about. There's a really obvious sequence here where we're talking about how do eunuchs enter the rear palace. There's something about they do some physical checking. There's 3 different parties that do so. We're setting up some parameters here for us to play off of later, when particularly there may be a character that is in the rear palace that isn't a eunuch. Potentially, that may be knowledgeable about this kind of stuff and may be abusing the system. It's hard to say. This is an important moment, though, where Mao Mao kind of considers Jinshi in all of this. Okay, if there's such rigorous tests, the only, people that aren't eunuchs that can be in the rear palace that are men are the emperor and his kin. That would imply that Jinshi is the emperor's kin. No, that's preposterous. It could never be the case. Now, again, you know what Sure looks like, so if you ever see this person, you're going to be instantly suspicious. I mean, you're suspicious on fucking Shisui based on her eyes. This cunt's a spinning image of your, arch nemesis. Are you going to notice that? That's going to be an interesting one to spot. This is probably the only other scene of much significance from the rest of this. Jinshi kind of goes and sees the new concubines or whatever the hell. I guess he didn't know what Sure looked like either. Anyway, point being, Lacan. Lacan's in the way here, especially if I want to get Mao Mao on side, recruit her, all that other kind of, bring her into the fold. Lacan's going to stand in the way of that. Again, he's fiercely protective of Mao Mao, if nothing else. And also just doesn't really like Jinshi very much, so again, we kind of explored that last season. I'm sure it'll come up again and I'll be reminded of a bunch of stuff. It's very funny being in Jinshi's perspective where he still has this really negative impression of Lacan, because he kind of face-turned at the end of last season for us, the audience, right? We saw behind the veneer a lot and saw him be very vulnerable at Verdigris House, making that decision, all that other kind of stuff. That endeared him to me. I don't feel as strongly about him being an evil cunt anymore, I guess. I don't know, he is in the way and you will need to deal with him. I guess that's all we're saying. Again, Jinshi's just broadly still concerned about how Mao Mao will react if she ever learns the true truth as well, so I don't know. She'll figure it out eventually, I swear. Gao Shun says an important line of dialogue here, now that I've skipped ahead to this scene again. You keep your body hidden because apparently you have scars all over, as evidenced from your hands. That seems like a pretty convenient excuse to be very cagey about who sees your body, especially divorced from this robe. It has to be. Let's bump it up to 95. I'm 95% sure. And again, as I've talked about already, is pretty squarely being positioned as a character in a similar position to Jinshi. Or at least, a eunuch in the rear palace that's actually somebody else. Yeah, they're reflecting each other. like a mirror. I don't know. And then as we're focusing on that, fucking Xiaolan drops some ice or something. Ice seems like the kind of thing that would be pretty precious. How the fuck else are you supposed to be making ice lately? So, yeah, I don't know. She fucked up. She feels kind of bad about it. She's clutching a hairpin. I don't know what that's about either, but I'm sure we'll find out about it next episode. This is pretty squarely our setup for the next little bit. The ED song too, which I hadn't talked about yet. It seems fine. It's cute enough. I like the trio aspect to it. These kind of like group of friends type vibes. I don't know. Shisui still troubles me, but at least you two are pretty tight. And with that, we'll end our reaction here today. Another fruitful session. I really enjoyed my time here. I love this show, and I like speculating about it and all sorts of stuff. I'm ready for some fucking big shit to hit a big fan, though. I think that'll be advisable. But thank you for watching. I'll catch you next week. Patreon if you want to be that 1 week ahead and watch the next episode immediately. I'll catch you later. Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Ciao.